there and welcome to TVS Nightline, where you get to know what's going on in Sarawak, its regions and the world. Here with me, Shoshameto, and let's get to the headlines tonight. As part of the state's post-COVID-19 development strategy (PCDS), the state government will be intensifying efforts to develop a hydrogen-based economy. Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said, with the clean nature of the energy, it will contribute to a positive spike in Sarawak's economy.
Beberapa sektor yang akan diberi tekanan untuk kita melonjakkan lagi kegiatan ekonomi kita ke arah masa depan yang berteraskan kepada green, renewable environment. Sebab itu energi kita sudah berteraskan kepada renewable energy, dan pula kita mesti mencari apakah trend dunia hari ini yang boleh menggantikan tenaga. Kerana sekarang ini tenaga yang boleh menjas alam sekitar, iaitu fossil fuel. Nombor duanya batu arang. Jadi kita di Sarawak, kita bersyukur kerana kita ada asas green energy ini yang berteraskan pada air. Sebab itu kita juga explore the idea of hydrogen economy menggunakan hydrogen.
With the establishment of several existing and upcoming dams in Sarawak, Abang Johari said that it could also be used as a floating solar power generator.
Kita boleh gunakan tasik dam kita, gunakan dam sebagai floating solar yang juga mengeluarkan tenaga. Apabila tenaga kita ini adalah tenaga yang mesra alam, maka tentu sekali pelaburan akan datang. Ini akan melonjakkan ekonomi kita. Kerana yang penting ialah energi. Selain daripada environment yang lain lah, energi ini penting dan harga energi pula very kompetitif. Dengan itu kegiatan ekonomi kita dapat berjalan hingga ke tahun 2030. Selepas itu sudah tentu ada rancangan lagi lah.
Among other initiatives that will be implemented under the PCDS are developing and improving infrastructures, promoting more tourism activities in the state, environment sustainability initiatives, and inculcating more talents and innovation in the state.
Cebu needs people to be on the same page and wavelength in order to reach the city status, as Sarawak needs a strong government to forge ahead with development towards 2030. At the same time, to protect its rights as enshrined in the Constitution and the 1963 Malaysia Agreement MA63. This was urged by Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng early today towards all Cebu voters.
For Cebu, we have approved a new building for Cebu Municipal Council. This building will symbolize the unity of Cebu people, and therefore can serve Cebu with all its strength and realize what we need Cebu to be another city. Let us work together for the sake of our people in Cebu.
He said this in his speech at the launching ceremony of Fujao Shiyi Park and Dongsang school projects here at Kingwood Hotel in Cebu on Monday. Commenting further, Abang Johari added that the Sarawak government is committed to ensure that Chinese education continues to be recognized and developed in the state, as they acknowledge the utmost emphasis placed on education by the Chinese community, that they set up their own schools and promote Chinese education.
Our Chinese brothers who place utmost emphasis on education are allowed to set up their own in schools and promote Chinese education. Actually, many non-Chinese send their children to Chinese school, for they know the quality of Chinese education is high. And this includes my nephew who is studying in Chinese school.
For the record, the Sarawak government recognizes the Unified Examination Certificate (UEC) of the Chinese schools since the administration of Allahyarham Perhin Sri Adinan Satem to avoid a loss in human resource capital. On to the next update. Deputy Chief Minister Dr. Ahmad Douglas UGGAH Embas has slammed Parti Sarawak Bersatu's or PSB Pakalalan candidate Baruk Bian over his remarks that the government grant for the unit for other religions or Unifor was a form of corruption. UGGAH said Unifor was set up in 2016 to help provide grants to other religions such as churches, temples and shrines to enable them to carry out their repair and upgrading works. He said the government had been giving grants to non-Muslim houses of worship since 2017 and to date has allocated 165 million ringgit.
Ini saya baca surat khabar PSB madah kerugian madah dia rasuah. Jadi kita rasuah. Mari bantu gereja. Bukannya sebenarnya dia tahu kita yang beri bantuan kepada Unifor dari Unifor memang dari tahun 2017.
He said this when speaking at the launching at the AgriCorp program for farmers in Cebu. However, UGGAH, the minister who is responsible for Unifor, said the state government is committed to assist the people, regardless what are their religion and race background.
Untuk anak-anak kita dah mau lalu nusul cerita kita betul-betul benar-benar kawan semua yang hormat dan Tuan Menteri kita memang membantu semua rakyat, tidak pilih bangsa, tidak pilih agama. Sebab itu Unifor ditumbuh.
Small and medium enterprises or SME entrepreneurs are always ensured that they can expand their market reach and product access to consumers through digital economy. As such, this can be seen through the commitment of the state government through initiatives by the Ministry of International Trade, Industry, Industrial Terminal and Entrepreneur Development. Deputy Chief Minister Dr. Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan said the initiatives were in the form of grants, soft loans and financial assistance for business premises. The focus of the government, he added, was to boost economic development among entrepreneurs in the rural areas.
Dan kalau kita bersungguh-sungguh menjalankan apa yang kita usahakan, yang kecil akan menjadi besar. Dan apatah lagi sekarang ini, apabila dilaksanakan MCO segala-galanya tutup. Tapi kita dapat meneruskan usaha-usaha kita dengan menggunakan platform baru. Menggunakan digital platform, ada yang terlibat dalam online business. And this is the future. Dan kita harus gunakan ini untuk memperluaskan lagi pasaran bagi produk-produk dan perkhidmatan-perkhidmatan kita.
He said this during the closing ceremony of the promotion program Mintrat for Bau District in Kampung Skio on Monday. Meanwhile, participants in the program shared a positive response towards the program as they feel this could enhance the knowledge of entrepreneurs, especially in the Serembu constituency.
Harapan kami semoga semua segala bantuan tu berterusanlah untuk memudahkan kami orang peniaga-peniaga kecil tu untuk terus ke depan lagi mampu untuk membuat perusahaan kami orang diimpun, lepas ya dapat memberi sokongan pada kami orang lah.
Bisnes, bukan secara bisnes tapi sesuatu yang boleh saya buat dari rumah, dan program benda tu dapat apabila saya ikut program ni juga saya dapat pengetahuan untuk saya nak memperturunkan ilmu ini kepada anak, kepada saudara, bagaimana ilmu ini dapat diperturunkan supaya dapat diperkembangkan mengikut sekarang, iaitu macam mana kita nak membuat bisnes online.
On the other hand, several billboards of Datuk Wee Hong Seng have been splashed with white paint over the weekends. Wee, who will be contesting as Padungan's Gabungan Party Sarawak or GPS candidate, is of the opinion that though he may be a new face in politics, he hopes that the election can be done in a fair and mature manner.
I'm not pinpoint on who is doing it. All right, it can be anybody. But I'd like to tell them, say, I can take it. I can take it, even though I'm new. But please don't do it to others. You see? So whoever have done it, please stop it. To me, life goes on. We have to fight to the end of this election. All right, that is the whole thing about election. We have to do it in a very gentleman way, in a mature way. Then people will respect us.
At the same time, we cannot predict the outcome for the Padungan seat, whether he could win with a big majority or not.
I think it's not fair, whether nobody know how the voters is going to vote. We don't know what is in their mind, but the least we respect their decision. Of course, as a candidate, I hope that I'll be giving a chance to serve them better. Okay, so that through the report books and all that, it can justify that my sincerity and my services for the people is there.
On another note, we called out his DAP counterpart, Chong Chiang Jen, for taking credit with the construction of several flyovers in the Kota Sentosa constituency. He said the bridge's establishment were part of hard work laid out by the late Pahin Sri Adnan Satem, and that Chong should not be taking credit when he only did the bare minimum during his term as the assemblyman of the said constituency.
Promoting the local economy is a sector that demands a know-how, experience and precise knowledge of the potential and economic constraints of the local areas. With all the strategy, it reflects to the reliability of a local government. Padungan residents are looking forward at the area to have more employment and business opportunity as the COVID-19 pandemic has affected many locals financially.
Pihak kerajaan yang memenangi nanti, mereka akan menyediakan peluang pekerjaan untuk golongan belia, lebih-lebih lagi mereka yang berada di kawasan inilah, dan saya membuka peluang baru untuk mereka supaya mereka boleh menceburi bidang yang ekonomi dengan lebih banyak lagi lah.
Biar ada peluang pekerjaan yang lebih luas lagi dari segi kemahiran, sebab saya percaya mungkin ada dalam kalangan pemuda-pemudi di negeri Sarawak tu banyak kemahiran yang mereka ada tetapi tidak ditonjolkan. Jadi saya harap mungkin akan diperbanyakkan lagi peluang pekerjaan di Sarawak lah.
The Kuching's All Main Bazaar in Padungan is one of the popular attractions for both domestic and internationally. Among them is Chinatown, Kapanta Street that has preserved much of its authenticity alongside Main Bazaar. The shop houses were rebuilt with brick, the same structures that are standing to this day. Many local entrepreneurs have set up their businesses there as it is one of the landmark for not just an avenue for local product.
Kita perlu maintainkan main bazaar tu sebab tu old town, banyak jual makan, ada jual bang-bang souvenir macam ni lah.
So harap akan datang lebih maju lagi dekat main bazar tu. To be improved, which macam ada bantuan untuk pekerja yang boleh datang balik kerja. Sebab ekonomi pun baru aja kini tu macam bermula bisnes. Sebab pun dah 2 tahun saya dah pelancong juga.
Dagang ke, mau bisnes ke, mesti dah government mesti, council ke government mesti support yang basic punya like parking ataupun kegunaan yang untuk public. Macam sini orang sampai sini, orang jalan-jalan mau kerja, customer mana ada itu toilet, mau sampai waterfront atau pergi kopitiam, parking berapa kali pusing pun susah mencari parking.
Padukan GPS candidate Wee Hong Sang in his 5-point manifesto emphasized on improving local economy, increased infrastructure development projects and digital transformation and support for start-ups. In the last 11 state election, Wong King Wei won a majority in Padungan with 4,270 votes under the DAP ticket against Pao Kiu Sung under BN ticket and Teo Kwang Kim from Star. On the December 18 state polls, Wee is in 4-cornered contest involving DAP chairman Chong Chen Jan, Aspirasi President Lina Su, and Parti Bumi Kenyalang's Raymond Tong.
3-party Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia or Bersatu have been automatically dismissed from the party for contesting in the 12th Sarawak state election as independents. They are Siki Balarik, who is contesting in Belaga, Ricky Anteri in Bawang Asan, and Ismawi Muhammad in Muara Tuang.
Betul, we are consistent when we say that we will help Abang Jo and GPS to win this election in Sarawak. And of course, we will not be putting any calon dalam PRN Sarawak atas keputusan Tan Sri Muhyiddin dan keputusan parti. So, sesiapa yang melanggar peraturan tersebut, secara otomatiknya digugurkan keahlian seperti dalam perlembagaan bersatu lah. So we have spoken to them before the election and after nomination day for them to pull out. Some of them refused, so maka tindakan paksa diambil lah.
Jaziri explained that Bersatu had given the 3 candidates some time to withdraw from contesting in the state election, but the trio have failed to do so, thus their membership to Bersatu have been automatically terminated. He said Bersatu stands firm in its stand not to contest in the Sarawak election out of respect to its friendly party, Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS. Earlier, Bersatu Information Chief Datuk Wan Saiful Wan Jan said he would not hesitate to take stern action against any members contesting in the Sarawak election without party permission, including having their membership terminated immediately. When asked about Bersatu's chances of contesting in Sarawak election in the future, Senator Jaziri said the decision is up to the leaders of Bersatu and GPS, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin and Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, respectively.
I will let the top decision, top leadership to decide lah. I will let. This is a question for the top leadership between the 2 parties, between GPS dan Bersatu, antara Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin dan Tan Sri Abang Jo.
A total of 10,458 police personnel and members of the General Operations Force or GOF, as well as their spouses, will be casting their votes tomorrow, as they are involved in the early voting process for the 12th Sarawak state election. State Deputy Police Commissioner DCP Datuk Mancha Atta stated that 85 early voting centres with 111 polling streams would be open from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow, with 5,522 police officers and personnel on duty to maintain security and ensure the early voting process proceeds smoothly.
For postal voters, he said the total number of applications from the police force was 1,200, with 705 having been approved by the Election Commission or EC. On the other hand, Mancha said the police had issued a total of 6 compound notices worth 31,000 ringgit to those violating the standard operating procedures set for the state election. He added that a total of 39 investigation papers have been opened by the police from November 30th until yesterday, while a total of 1,837 applications for police permits have been received and approved to candidates and parties contesting statewide.
An pem pon รถสักคนถ้ายังหอมไปหาย
Raja Narai dalam keadaan nazak. Adakah Surah Sakun akan menggunakan kesempatan ini untuk memusnahkan Lavo?
มึงไม่รู้หรือว่ากูเป็นใครนี่สมุหานายกที่จักรี
Bagaimana pula kesudahan dek dan karaket? Saksikan minggu akhir Love Destiny Isnin hingga Khamis 8.45 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Tengok jebak, Mak. Barangkali burung dah masuk perangkap ni.
Putra dan Bongkok adalah adik-beradik. Si abang iaitu Bongkok cacat sejak lahir, manakala adiknya Putra tampan dan mahir dalam ilmu persilatan. Mampukah si Bongkok menjadi satria meskipun dipandang hina oleh penduduk kampung?
Saya mencintai Wati, bang.
Saksikan Satria Jumaat ini jam 9 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Thank you for guiding me all this while from the very beginning, telling me what is right, what is wrong.
From the very first day that I promise you that I'm going to take care of you, take care of your parents, take care of your siblings like my own. I want to stay together and inshallah be with you for the rest of my life. Because I love you so much lah.
Saksikan Merami Cinta hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
Welcome back to the Nightline. Now, there were some awkward moments in the Krian constituency as Dato' Ali Biju, who has stated his withdrawal from the 12th Sarawak state election, began campaigning for another candidate in the same seat today. The party Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia or Bersatu incumbent kept his word to assist Gabungan Party Sarawak or GPS candidate Friday Biliat by campaigning at Longhouses in Saratok.
Most of the Longhouse residents clearly understood Biju's purpose and seemed prepared to accept their elected representatives' decision in pulling out from the four-cornered contest for the Krian seat.
Kita tak ada pilihan lain. Kita nak kerajaan GPS bersambung, memerintah dan juga Bersatu juga adalah salah satu daripada parti yang terlibat di dalam kemenangan GPS di Krian ini. Perasaan itu memang ada, tapi sebagaimana ia cakap tadi, kita perlu melihat kerangka besar untuk Krian, untuk Saratok dan untuk Malaysia.
Although Biju's name officially remains on the ballot paper, the real contest in Krian will now involve Friday, Musa Dingat of Parti Sarawak Bersatu PSP and Denny Kwan from Parti Bumi Kenyalang PBK. Meanwhile, Friday said that he appreciated Ali's actions in campaigning for him in his Ali's own stronghold, adding that it was an indication of the latter's sincerity to help him win the seat.
Dan sama-sama kita memberi penjelasan apakah yang berlaku 2-3 hari yang lepas untuk kita mendapatkan keyakinan daripada penyokong-penyokong beliau dan juga penyokong-penyokong kita supaya dapat kita cantumkan, satukan penyokong-penyokong itu untuk membuahkan hasil iaitu penyokong GPS pada pilihan raya negeri pada kali ini lah.
A few steps taken by men have led to many giant leaps for mankind as Malaysia is making its bid in the space program race. Serba Dynamic Holdings Berhad is planning to have its very own satellite in the next 3 years as part of its business venture into the communication space. Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Dr. Muhammad Abdul Karim Abdullah said this is also meant to help the government address internet connectivity for the people.
By providing ICT off the satellite technology, he said the group would be able to look into underserved and unserved areas domestically. The group had set up a separate entity to spearhead the particular initiative to be driven and pioneered by an expert in this particular area. Abdul Karim said in pursuing the satellite initiative, the group would implement it in 2 phases. At the current juncture, the group is signing up and leasing the bandwidth broadband from an existing international provider. Meanwhile, the Science, Technology and Innovation Ministry MOSTI is developing a blueprint called the Malaysia Space 2030 or Malaysia SpaceX 2030. Its Deputy Minister Dato' Ahmad Amzad Hashim said the blueprint outlined a 10-year strategy in line with the National Space Policy 2030. There are 4 major initiatives being planned and to be implemented under Malaysia SpaceX 2030, which includes the Remote Sensing Satellite Development Program. Ahmad Amzad said the program will be implemented through the Public Partnership PPP method. The method is targeted at creating opportunities for strategic cooperation between the government and local industry in the development of locally made satellite technology.
Following revisions to the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act 1998, companies, factories and government organizations who violate the standard operating procedures established to control the spread of the COVID-19 outbreak will face fines of up to 1 million ringgit. Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin stated that the increase in the compound was one of the adjustments that will be presented in the Dewan Rakyat on Thursday. The Health Minister added that compounds for repeated offenders would be higher based on assessments.
Moreover, the amendments, according to Khairi, are particularly important in terms of enforcement as it would include the delegation of power, which will allow enforcement to be carried out not only by officials from the Health Ministry but also by local authorities. In addition, he stated that it will have clear restrictions to prevent abuse of authority, emphasizing that the move was for future-proofing in order to induce behavioral changes in the communities. The move also aimed to improve the implementation of infectious disease control in the effort to make it more effective and efficient. Khairi emphasized that the ministry is always devoted and takes a firm stand to safeguard the people's safety by executing COVID-19 pandemic control measures and that the public should continue to follow the required SOPs.
And that concludes TVS Nightline for tonight. Here with me, Shosh Metro, and I'll see you next time. Have a good morning.